are now listening to Cult Cinema Catacombs. These films exist. Now, here are your hosts, Roy Buckingham, Andrew Farmer, and Courtney Robertson.
Is that I play the daughter?
I remembered I wanted to say something else about Madam Web, and I do want to say it before we start.
I can't wait. Tell me everything about Adam.
So it's not
Madam
about.
Web. I called him Adam
It's
Web.
not about the movie Madam Web. It's about me going to the movie Madam Web. So I'm in the theater for the movie Madam Web. I have paid my $12.50 for a ticket to the movie Madam Web. Arguably, I don't think so, but arguably the worst movie to come out this year, even though it crossed the 77 million mark, it only needs 30 more million to pay for itself, which is better than we thought it was going to do. Mm-hmm. I will defend Madam Web to the death. But I'm in the movie Madam Web. I hadn't seen a single good review for the movie Madam Web, and I was like, here's my American $12.50, give me my ticket to Madam Web. In the theater for Madam Web. They're showing Our Lady of the Holy Cinema, Maria Menounos, is up there giving me her best.
Being a queen.
Harry Nemirov is being as mouthy as she can, and it's adorable. And then they showed this thing. You wouldn't watch Dune 2 on a screen like this. That commercial. Two things. Number one, are we still doing that? That was a pandemic thing. I can't watch Dune 2 on release day on HBO Max. I have to go to a theater. Stop showing me that goddamn commercial. And number two, I paid $12.50 for a ticket to Madam Web. Why in the hell do you not think I'll pay $12.50 to go see Dune 2? I'm in Madam Web, sir. Movie voice, sir.
I do also want to point out a third really strange thing about that. And this is a very deep cut. Do you remember the several weeks after the last time you were at AllCon and I was also at AllCon at the same time, and we texted each other back and forth for I don't know how many weeks talking about how small of a screen we watched Dune on?
Yes. Yes.
It was I caught the reflection in the TV just right, so now I'm watching Dune inside the reflection on a quarter. Or
yeah.
I reprogrammed one of those stick games by Tiger and I'm watching Dune on it.
Wow.
I hacked my hit clip. Now I'm watching Dune 2. Okay. I was so mad. I'm like, you can serve me an ad for something that I said on a podcast 2 weeks ago on Google, but you don't know I paid $12.50 for Madam Web. Anybody in this movie is going to pay $12.50 to go see Dune goddamn 2. They're in Madam Web.
They went out of their way for Miss Sweeney.
Yep.
They did. I also want to say this. Inside baseball, just so we know, I just want to be clear because I want to be in front of this when it comes to pass. I want everybody to know. On the latest episode of My Brother and Me, Griffin makes a joke that was a slip of the tongue where he refers to John Bovey as Bon Jovi as John Bovey. Okay?
Yes.
That's pretense. That is a joke from a line in one of the scripts from the Dead Script Society podcast, from a script that was written probably 4 years ago or 5 years ago. It's in there. So when that comes out, when that story breaks on CNN, then you'll know you heard it here first. We're breaking news. We're breaking news.
And I got some breaking news also. I am going to be canceling HBO Max.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. What'd they do?
What'd they do?
Because, I don't know if
we almost broke into song, Courtney and I did. We were this close. We were right there.
because the reason I'm going to be canceling is right now I get HBO Max as part of my phone deal. Since I'm a cheap bastard, I signed up for Cricket Wireless, and it comes with HBO Max, the commercial version. Try watching a movie like Evil Dead Rise on the commercial version of HBO Max, and you'll forgive Tubi for how they do their commercials.
Tubi was okay. We were watching the Apple the other day, and other than it not lining up perfectly with the three of us trying to watch it in three separate places, it wasn't too many commercials. They cut at seemingly logical times. It seemed like whoever planned it had watched the movie.
Yeah, definitely. That was happening live, right? Somebody was
going
hitting
now.
Play on those commercials.
The commercial breaks on HBO Max are long and annoying. And when you're watching a movie like Evil Dead Rise, it cuts all tension out of the film. Because it's like you go from the scene with the cheese grater, and then suddenly you're getting a commercial for Velveeta, and or you're getting a commercial for a car or something. And it's not like a quick commercial break. It's a good 2.5 minute commercial break. So you've had 2.5 minutes to calm down from seeing someone's leg get eviscerated by a cheese grater to the next scene, and it cuts all tension out of the film. It's even worse when you're trying to watch something from the Criterion Collection on their collection with commercial breaks. So
you don't think they plan for commercials when they set up the movies
they
were bringing over the Criterion Collection?
That's the next thing is you actually suddenly get this annoying pop-up that says commercial begins, and it has a countdown.
Yeah, they do that. They do that for sure.
I'm like, and then the third reason why I'm getting rid of it is because I'm getting rid of Cricket after what happened with AT&T. So I'm switching. So
listen, I have never been prouder that I committed myself for life to Verizon because my parents were on Verizon when I got my first phone, and I was like, I would never change. Are you kidding me?
That's who I'm
that would be doing things. I'm not gonna do things.
As a Verizon employee for 23 years, our plan worked. So great.
I've never had a problem with
meetings paid off.
So yeah, that's what I'm actually switching to. I'm actually switching to Verizon, and with the deal that I'm getting for Verizon, it's going to actually pay for my Disney Plus subscription.
There you go. I was like, it has something. I use something through Verizon.
I was like, I watch the fuck out of Disney Plus, so that saves me money since I pay annually for Disney Plus. So
look at this is now a Verizon commercial. Look at the perks, because there's one for Netflix and Max that's pretty good that I have on mine. So
I'm taking the Disney Plus one because that saves me.
I think you can add whatever you want.
Yeah, it's a la carte.
Because
so let's talk about now that commercial is over, sponsored by Verizon.
Can you hear me now?
I mean, it kind of is. That's how I get my, that's how I pay for my internet.
So this show is sponsored by Skittles. It's sponsored by Verizon, Canada Dry, Coca-Cola Spiced, LaCroix. It's also sponsored by Crazy Aaron's Thinking Putty. So
why does he have to call himself crazy? He could be regular Aaron.
Yeah, he just has thinking putty. I mean,
Aaron,
I'm crazy because the putty's thinking.
Yeah, but what's the putty making him think about then? That's what I want to know.
A little Xanax will go a long way, buddy. Yeah. Aaron.
Dude.
It's okay.
Health, man. You take care of yourself, Aaron.
Go see someone.
So we're going to go backwards with the categories. We're going to save best film experience for last. So the first category we're going to go with is moment I wish I could unsee.
Sure.
My first tie right out the gate.
All right. So let's go with Courtney first. What is the moment you wish you could unsee?
This is a tie. I could not break them apart. So Tippi Hedren saving Melanie Griffith from a lioness at absolute certain death is one. The scene in the kitchen. Harrowing. Tied with the entirety of the short film Box. Just all of it wholesale.
Wait, before we go any further, Roy, explain the special award before we go
Oh
forward.
yeah, we do have a
Yes,
special
we do
award.
have
That's
a
actually a
special
lovely
award.
transition.
We do have a special award because there was this season. I mean, we have seen some movies on this show that just stick with us and become part of this show's zeitgeist. I mean, Bad Ben is one of them. Twice Dead is one of them. Unfortunately, Dot and the Kangaroo is one of them. Liquid Sky, films like that, they stick with us. However, there was a film we watched this past season on the show that not only has become part of our zeitgeist, it's haunting us. It's a ghost. It's a poltergeist that has infected our souls. So we have given a special achievement award to Roar for just being this film that we cannot unshake. Because of this awesome theme song.
So any one of these, the problem is literally any of these categories, the answer
Roar
would be
gonna
Roar if we let
Could
it be
be
Roar.
easily Robbie.
Yes.
Lion actor, director, writer
Yeah.
from Roar.
Yeah.
Best song. I mean, you got it.
Yeah. So we were like, you know what? We have to give Roar a special achievement award and try not to think of Roar with these categories, but it's really hard to do because
Right,
Roar
got
was
you.
just such a it has set the new benchmark for films on this show.
I
It's
do want to
wild.
say 2023, if we were to give this award, it would go to Boom for 2023.
Yes.
Roar,
I can see that.
Roar is 2023, Boom is 2024, Boom is 2023.
Are we
Or-
calling it the Robbie? Are we giving it the Robbie every year after our friend the lion who was
I like
tragically
that.
shut
Let's call it
down
the Robbie.
during the
Let's-
fires?
Yeah.
Let's call it the Robbie.
Yeah.
It's for you, Robbie.
Robbie will live in our hearts just like Harambe. So
Yeah,
He's in
he
our
died in a
Harambe.
worse. He
Even though
died
I'm
in a
in,
really similar way, actually.
yeah.
even though I am 30 miles from the Harambe incident, he's my Harambe.
Oh yeah.
Robbie is my Harambe.
That was in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Which, by the way, I found out is now going to be the new setting for Metropolis for the new Superman movie. So
I don't hate it.
I'm already making plans to go buck wild trying to get into this film. All right, just know any of those movies, I'm getting in there.
it's like
They're
my
doing
boy.
Cleveland.
they're filming it in Cincinnati and Cleveland, and I was just like,
Yep.
wow, Ohio is not what I would have thought of for Metropolis
tax
to
breaks,
go for.
baby.
But those tax breaks, man, I mean,
Can't argue with it.
Well, keep in mind, and this is interesting, has nothing to do with what we're doing today, but look up what's the museum? There's a museum in Cincinnati that the original Justice League headquarters.
by the way, I would deliver delicious potatoes.
Ooh, I wish
The-
somebody would deliver me delicious potatoes.
The whatever
Get
the
a
building
bitch
is, and
about it too.
I'll send the picture to you guys. Is based on that Justice League Hall of Justice.
I've seen that, yes.
Yeah, so I'm guessing that's going to play a part. In
I
it.
bet it must, right? Like
That's
they're at
cool.
least gonna walk down it so that people can be like, oh hey, remember that thing?
Yeah. Okay.
Was
cool.
it in the
So,
Art Institute?
I know it was like an old railroad
Oh.
something.
think it was
I
museum.
just
I'll-
assumed it was in the one museum that everyone knows about.
I think it
In
was
Cincinnati,
a railroad
like the
station.
one, you know.
Yeah.
I think it was their old railroad station building, if I remember right.
Okay.
So, Andy, which moment do you wish you could unsee the entirety
Oh,
of Fox
mine's-
Tippy Hedges saving Melanie Griffith's life?
Mine's easy. Mine is Tommy Wiseau's Arby body, his Arby's roast beef body. That is stuck in my brain forever. It
Y'all
will
are
never.
gonna be mad.
His packets, his sack of peaches.
Y'all are gonna be mad.
Is that the other one?
I have never seen Room.
Oh,
we got
God! Now we gotta. God damn it! What is this show? We're gonna have to go back and watch
Just
The
making
Room.
Courtney rewatch all the movies.
Well, no, because
Fixes.
when we watched it, I had never seen The Room. So Roy made me watch it because I had never seen it last year.
And I
Now
joined
it's-
the show like immediately after.
Yeah, now it's your turn.
It's your turn.
We're just
Thank
gonna
God.
do it once a year. Fuck it.
Yeah, and then next year on this category, you're going to say Tom Wiseau's Arby's body. You will.
That's probably true, honestly.
So that's my choice. Roy, what is your choice?
Good. That's a good choice.
Dick Shark, the entire film.
Just all of it.
The
Dick
entire
Shark has
film.
some mentions in mine. I
Can I-
wanted to break it up, spread it around.
I haven't had a moment to do this publicly. Thank you. Thank you for not making me watch it.
We really
You're
did.
very welcome. This is one we will not make you watch.
It's
Yeah.
honestly the most feminist thing that either of you has done, and that's not a low bar.
True.
Is to
That's
not
true.
make me watch Dick Shark.
I mean, that's the only thing that got me through that movie. And I'm being completely honest, is like,
I'm pretending, my friend.
like, we're doing this so Courtney doesn't have to. Like, oh, God.
Honestly,
Okay.
to quote Wicked, because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
Let's just say that Dick Shark did not pass the Bechdel test.
No. I mean, I'm not
It
sure whether
exploded,
two Dick Sharks talking.
defenestrated.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether two Dick Sharks talking to each other is part of the Bechdel test, but I don't think it is.
But this is the
an
film,
adult.
This is the film where after we purposely bought a DVD copy on Amazon to watch, after I was done watching it, I threw it in the trash because I did not want to keep it. It was
and keep in mind, as a memento mori. Yeah, it's a memento mori for me.
You put it in a transparent, like a mesh trash can that's mounted on the walls. Don't.
Yes.
Remember what you're doing for.
Remember
Never
what you've
watch
done.
this again.
Yeah. Or I'm going to give it to some unsuspecting person somewhere at some point and be like, yeah,
I mean,
great.
a dollar store Christmas is not a bad move.
Well, my thing is, I have a lot of friends that I know don't listen to this show. I think Dick Shark's the punishment. Like, if you would have listened to the show, you would know.
You would have known.
Yeah, but no, I'm going to tell you it's really great, and you're going to watch it, and you'll be like,
that's how I know.
Why did you listen to the show?
From now on, you'll support me.
That's right. Or I'm going to rain hell upon you.
I have powers now. That's smart.
It's
I have terrible powers.
It's like The Ring, you know, after you're done watching it, you have to pass it on to somebody else so you can break the curse. All right, next category.
Good choices.
Next category, best villain.
Sure.
So, Courtney, who was your choice for best villain?
So, this is a hot take. Best villain. The dad from Prometheus. Because here's why. Here's why he's a villain. I will never stop. On a weekly basis, I think about how excited he was to dig up what might be Hitler's diaries.
Yeah. That's true.
And that's how I know he's a villain of that movie.
Yeah. By the way, we're working on a repertory theater where we show Courtney a movie like a month or a movie every 2 months that we need her to watch.
Mm-hmm. We'll move to it. It's a fun party. We should open it up to everybody.
We really should, because if we can find Bad Ben for free, I think everybody needs to watch Bad Ben for free.
I kind of want to. I listened to that episode
you
the
have
other day.
to. You don't. No. You don't get to want to watch it. You are going to watch.
Oh, well, yeah.
And it's so much fun. I mean, because I went in very hesitant, and then
that was the first one I got.
My ass off to the whole thing because it was so funny.
That's the first one I got where I feel like I really locked in and brought joy to this
one of
podcast.
the best parodies of found footage movies I've ever seen in my entire life. It was so great.
So I had a tie on this one. There was an unbreakable tie that I could not escape. I tried to weigh them evenly, and I just couldn't. So my tie is Velvet von Ragnar. A lot. You're going to find that Never Too Young to Die shows up quite a bit in my list. Velvet von Ragnar, Gene Simmons is one, and the other one's Taffy Pit.
Oh, that's a good move. I do have Taffy Pit elsewhere. We'll talk about that later.
I mean, you want to talk about a disturbing body horror villain that
queer icon
that only, the new Babadook, Taffy Pit that only serves the story to be the villain. He doesn't have a redemption arc. There's literally nothing redeeming about that character. He's just
not even sure that there's character traits, really.
No.
Other than like what you literally see, other than like the corset and the goop.
Yeah. So those are my choices. Roy, what about yours?
Hands down, Velvet von Ragnar from Never Too Young to Die. I mean,
that's a movie. Did you watch that, Courtney?
I have
Have you
not.
watched- Okay,
that one is still on Tubi. That one.
one-
Okay.
so much
I'm gonna
fun.
put that one on my list.
And it is as opposed to the Apple, which is fun because you can be like, this is a ridiculous movie. Never Too Young to Die is very legitimately fun.
Awesome.
It was.
John Stamos is like 18
I
years
didn't
old.
get my BIM mark. I was gonna get
Oh,
a
we all should
BIM
have got
mark.
a mark.
The thing to
That's
know
my
about
bad.
Never Too Young to Die before you go into it was that this film wanted to start a franchise with John Stamos that was like a James Bond Jr. type of a franchise, but it failed. However, it did inspire the cartoon series James Bond Jr. from the 80s.
There you go.
Classic
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
thing I have seen because of TV Bug.
so I'm going to ask this one. What was the most unexpected moment of the year for you, Roy? Let's start with yours.
Tie.
Ty, here we go.
The first one being taking a bath at a dinner party because you stink from
The
dumplings.
The
the Irish Spring Goodbye. Aw.
I mean, that was just, there was so much random shit that happened in that movie, but that was the moment where I was just like, are your friends questioning what you're doing? I mean, you stink, so you run into their bathroom and like fill the tub with Calgon and other perfume and just soak in it for how long before you return back to the dinner party?
Yeah.
Did
So
you
here's the
return back
weird
to the dinner
thing.
party? Because we didn't see it.
Here's a weird thing. So you interpreted it as her taking a bath in someone else's house, which is weird. I interpreted it that this was happening in her house.
Yeah,
and that
I did
she
too.
left her own house,
Her
which is
own
also
party.
very weird.
I still every time
Very weird.
Every time I am on Tubi,
Every time I take a bath in somebody else's house at a dinner party.
Every time I'm on Tubi, it suggests the full length dumplings to me, and I have to sit on it for like 30 seconds. Like, do I want to. I want to do it just to see what it is. I want to. Okay, good, Roy.
So that was number one.
Yeah.
And
Very good.
It was tied with, on Christmas, receiving a copy of The Cats of Shambhala from Miss Courtney here.
Yeah, it's great. I really should have it staged. I should have it staged in this room somewhere.
Your work
Instead
is
it's
never
with my
done.
movie.
Photos and everything. I mean, this was just like,
It's a
I was
good
like, what the
book.
hell?
Read it. You gotta read this book, you guys.
It's
Everybody,
a
you
good
get it.
book.
I'm going ASMR for a minute. If you can get yourself a copy of The Cats of Shambhala, you have to read this book. It's so good.
Can they? Didn't you buy the remaining copies of the Cats of Shambhala?
I
3 copies.
bought
Half price.
all of the
half
ones I
edition,
could find.
Ones that's available.
Tippi Hedren's like, who is this bitch? Melanie Griffith is like, what?
What the hell? These were in my garage.
Congratulations. Thank you. You supported Shambhala here in Canton, California.
I am
We're
Melanie
gonna go.
Griffith. I have to go to my garage and unpack a box to send something from eBay. Oh my God.
I'm never going to not imagine that that's exactly how it went. That's how it went in my head. This is my French vanilla
We
fantasy.
sold those 2 books. I could have told the Dakota not to do Madam Web. That's all we needed.
This was your peach candle from Saturday Night Live moment, basically.
Candles.
Yeah. So that's good. Both of those are solid. Like good work.
That's very fun. Andy, what is your most unexpected moment?
Well, this one's your fault, Courtney. The fact that nobody warned me, and I had to find out by watching it, that there were children with adult faces in Aline was by far.
That's so fun.
When I close there are nights when I close my eyes to go to bed that I see that first scene where she pops up and it's her face on the child's body.
Just like a little too big.
Like, you go into these movies expecting a certain level of insanity. Like, you kind of know what you're getting into when you go to watch them, like most of our movies. Like, this one, I was not prepared for
expecting
that.
all of a sudden to hear Apex Twin going, "Come to daddy, come to daddy."
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
So that's mine. Courtney, what do you got?
I can't believe you said something from Aline because mine is also from Aline.
Okay.
I picked every cutaway from actual conflict in the film Aline. I was like, okay, the plot is gonna start. Somebody died. Okay, new hairstyle, new year. Okay, new plot.
Speaking of Aline, a little connection with Aline with what happened yesterday.
Are we connecting it to the Cats of Shambhala?
No, actually, we're connecting it to the peanut butter solution. So yesterday, I watched the peanut butter solution as part of that marathon of like 80s children in peril or children in adventure movies. Peanut butter solution is so French Canadian. It's terrifying. It's imagine if Roald Dahl was French Canadian and wrote a kid's book about a boy who's scared so much that he loses all his hair, and a ghost gives him a solution with peanut butter and rotten eggs to paint on his head, but he accidentally messes up the dosage and the hair keeps growing and growing and growing. So it inspires his art teacher to kidnap him and start selling his hair as paintbrushes. And he starts kidnapping kids to make these paintbrushes. And the hair that is growing from his head that makes these paintbrushes actually make paintings that you can walk into and come to life. So that's the narrowing down plot of the peanut butter solution. The reason why it's connected to Aline is because the peanut butter solution is the not the American, but the English singing debut of a then 19-year-old Celine Dion, who recorded 2 songs for the soundtrack to this film.
That wasn't in Aline.
This is a story that should have been covered in Aline, because here's the best part.
Her early career.
Right.
Here's the best part about this story. How she got the gig was she was actually at a radio station singing a song live, and the producer of the peanut butter solution just happened to be at the radio station at the same time and said, "Hey, you got a great singing voice. Would you like to do music for this new movie?" Now, we were all discussing this at the event yesterday. We want to know what Celine Dion's reaction was when she read the plot synopsis of the peanut butter solution that made her say, "Sure, I'll sing these songs." And one of the songs is during a bicycle chase sequence, but the song is got the same tempo of "My Heart Will Go On." So it's like her singing this love song while this bicycle chase scene is happening in the movie. It's just so bizarre. The peanut butter solution is almost like an art film in how absolutely batshit bananas it is. But yeah, the Celine Dion music, I was been dying to tell you about this connection with Aline, and I'm going, yeah, why wasn't this?
Glad you found an avenue to let us know.
And then she got to sing at the Vatican?
Yes.
Yes, big hat. Yes.
Always big hat.
Now
Always
the pod has started.
Now I've got my hair cut, so it's going to fall down my head a little bit, but
so
always big hat.
The next category I want to hear from Mr. Farmer here first. What was the moment this year that made you have to back up and rewatch the segment?
So I did back it up and rewatch it. That's why it's my honest answer to this. And that is the seduction of Lance Scargrove in Never Too Young to Die. You know,
the seduction. Oh my God, that whole seduction scene was just so bad.
Outside of a cartoon, I have never seen anything like that on film, and they had
he was making ooga faces throughout the whole thing. He really
biting the apple, and then just drops the apple, and she keeps coming back in less clothes, and then she's showering, and then she's like, it is insane. And the whole time
he literally does this, Courtney. He goes.
I'm like, this can't be real. This can't be part of an actual movie. Like, there are a lot more WTF moments there and stuff that we've watched, but I'm like, this I cannot believe isn't an actual movie. And the whole time, the military forces are on the hill watching this go down. You'll see. When you watch this movie, you will witness this.
This movie is just, it is a gift that keeps on giving.
It
really is.
It might be one of my favorite. We've watched a couple of movies the last year that I put into my
It's a top
favorite
tier, huh?
movies of all time,
yeah.
and this one made it into that category. I'm so glad I bought it because I never want to lose it ever. So that's mine. Courtney, what's yours?
It's so funny that this is the one that came up next, Rory, because my rewatch moment was at the Vatican. We watched it over and over because I was with a couple of guests, my friends, Stephen and Dominic. They're the best. And they won't let me pick movies when we watch them anymore after Aline. That's not even a lie. But I stopped and said, wait, why is that funny? And they were like, what? I was like, they're bouncing it back and forth. It had the cadence of a joke. Why was that funny? And no one could answer. So I literally rewound it while we watched it while I was doing it for the show. And we rewound it, I think, 2 more times. I think we watched it 3 or 4 times. And I was going,
Trying to figure out why it's funny. Like, who's this
I
for?
don't know why it's a joke.
Very good. Yes, that was. There were a lot of moments in Aline that I felt like I should go back and rewind and rewatch, honestly. Roy, what about you?
Roy?
We have another tie.
Yay!
So the tie is going back to Never Too Young to Die. The scene where Vanity jumps at the wall and the wall spins around, then spins around again, and she's double fisting AK-47s out of nowhere, and also had time to change her outfit to like that giant steel commando bra with the bullets, and just firing away. And I'm like going, wow, she is a sex shooter. I mean, just out of nowhere. It was just the most
now
bizarre costume change I've ever seen.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
This is Never Too Young to Die.
Yes.
You said Vanity like the drag queen that makes the best wigs. Vanity like
no, Vanity as in former
Prince Vanity.
protege.
Got it.
Yeah. She's the one that seduced Lance Stargrove. She's
the one
from John Stamos.
Yes, different Vanity. Both great.
Yeah, we're talking Vanity from The Last Dragon and Action Jackson, and you know.
Got it. I just wanted to be clear.
Do you think she's a nasty girl? You know. Yeah. So it was a tie. It was a tie between that moment and then the scene in Wacko where the mom wouldn't shut up in the car, so they just launched her out of the car over the bridge because she wouldn't shut up in the car. It just comes out of nowhere, and they're just like, ugh. And Julia Duffy just shoves her out of the car. You see her go flying off this bridge. But what's great about that joke is later when George Kennedy picks her up, she's like, yeah, I was tossed out of the car. And she keeps talking, and then George Kennedy shoves her out of the car. She wouldn't shut up.
I guess I'd be pushed out of a car by George Kennedy.
One of the best gags in that movie. I was laughing so hard.
Full of gags. One of the best gags.
But when the gag happened for the first time, it was so unexpected. I had to stop the movie because I was laughing so hard that I had to go back and rewatch it because it was just so out of left field.
Yeah, that's good.
So the next category is going to be interesting to hear what your choices are, because I purposely kept Shambhala out of this one.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, Courtney might, but you, in good conscience, you can't nominate. You can't put Shambhala. You can't put it into this. Whose land is this? Cannot be in this category. It's on a different plane. It's on a different level.
But let's go with Courtney.
Tim Rice, Andrew Lloyd Webber. That's what we're talking about, and I know you did it.
So yeah, let's go with Courtney. What was your pick for best song in the movie that you heard this year? Do we even need to ask?
I put Whose Land Is This?
Wait, can I ask an honest question? During an average week, a 7-day period of time, how many times do you play that song, honestly?
Okay, so it's not so much how many times it plays, it's so many times do I think something, and then I start going.
Especially every time your cat walks by.
Yeah. And she's in here and is being remarkably relaxed. I think she knows that we can't talk about
We haven't talked about any gay shit yet. That's why.
Yeah, wait till we start talking about gay shit, and then it's over. Did you cry your face out on screen?
Can't stop the music, and then she wakes up.
Yeah. That's a good one. I mean, you gotta.
I had to.
Yeah.
It's who I am.
It's infected her soul.
I could have picked one of the, between 5 and 10 most famous Celine Dion songs.
See,
none of the top.
I decided I was going to corral myself a little bit and only go with original music for any of the things we've done. And I learned a lot of choices this year. Speaking of gay shit, we love a musical. I like that we did a musical month, like every other month isn't musical month. We don't find this thing to watch. So what I chose was a little song from Phantom of the Paradise called Upholstery by the Beach Bums.
Carburetors, man. That's what it's all about.
A, what the fuck? And B, the song slaps. Like legitimately, it's like a Ramonesy kind of take on a Beach Boys song, like it's like a rock and roll high school meets Beach Break at Bingo, and it's all on a sound stage.
Wow.
with somebody I think that guy was dying while they were filming it, the guy in the Beach Bums. Like, it's the whole thing, but that's the song I chose.
That's fantastic.
It left an impression on me as an original piece of music. So, Roy, what do you got?
We're going back to Phantom of the Paradise for this one. I went with Old Soul from Phantom of the Paradise.
Which is a legitimately good song. Legitimately good song. Yeah, that's good.
That's going to be the exact conversation we have about all of the songs we picked from Velvet Goldmine for next year's.
for next year, yeah. I mean, yeah. It's like, what song from Velvet Goldmine did you pick? I'm
going to pick Babies on Fire, and you guys would pick the Ballad of Maxwell Demon because it's legitimately good. And I'm like, this song is the most annoying song in the world, and it slaps as it goes for 4 minutes straight. Like,
it sure does, for a really long time.
Yeah. So the next category is most what the fuck moment of any of the movies we've watched. Roy, what do you got?
Black Man from Legends of the Superheroes.
Yeah, that was really, yeah.
Oh, Courtney, since you didn't see this, this was a This is a 1970s live action DC Comics superhero. Like, think Sid and Marty Krofft.
Okay.
And this segment was a celebrity roast of certain superheroes, including Adam West as Batman, hosted by Ed McMahon. They bring out a lesser-known superhero named Black Man, who lives in Harlem, is wearing pimp gear, making racially insensitive jokes.
Yikes.
And his superpower is he yells out the word Kareem, and it makes them fry.
Yeah, it's right.
Not great. Yikes.
Not great.
Out of all the what the fuck moments of the past year, for me, nothing topped the cringeness of Black Man. Especially since at the end of the special, Ed McMahon screams Kareem and goes flying off just like Black Man does in the special.
Yeah, it's rough. Courtney, what do you got?
So this is my other tie.
Okay.
Tie between that weird fart in Cut from Three Extremes.
Where he had to fart on cue, and he was like, ah.
And it did, and it was super
my booty.
Yeah, you're right. That was a lot.
So
that was a lot.
That was the point, and it was at a point in the short film where I was like, I have no idea what this is about. I don't know what I'm watching anymore.
Like, they lost. I think they lost the thread at some point in that particular short.
Yeah, because most movies, I will say like I get what I'm watching. I don't necessarily get why this director wants me to watch it. But at that one, I was like, I legitimately don't know what's happening.
Sure. Sure.
And then that's tied with the entire Taffy Pit sequence.
Yeah, fair enough. Honestly, fair enough.
Those are my two.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I think if Black Man had not existed, Taffy Pit would have won.
Might have been your Taffy Pit.
So mine is kind of broad, but Roy will understand why, because it's literally anything in Dick Shark. From the moment you hit play on that movie until that ends, any moment, and I mean any moment, you pause it at any moment, it is the most WTF thing that we've watched.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whether it's him having
so
to
down
stimulate the women, whether it was
all the women who looked like they were rejected by Suicide Girls.
Yeah. Whether it's the opening sequence where his dick shark, she doesn't know, and she shoots his dick shark off and tries to flush it down.
Prior to that, she tries to give it head.
Yeah. Whether it's...
And you can see the molding line on the dick shark along the side of where they made the silicone mold of this thing.
Whether it was the bee story that makes no sense about
the tarantula?
Bee?
Yeah,
what?
about the giant tarantula.
That rapes women?
The horny tarantula.
That rapes
women.
Got
the same. Yeah, they've got the same. Yeah, anything from ding to dong on that thing is, yeah. I never want to have to think about it again, and I do. So, yeah, that's mine. That's where I'm at.
That's fair.
Now, I'm really curious about this next category for Roy. So the next category is the worst performance by an actress in a film we watched last year. Roy, what do you got?
Oh, you know it had to go to Jennifer Lopez for Geely.
Yeah, me too.
Jiggly.
You know it had to go to Jennifer Lopez for Geely. I mean, come on.
Me too. I agree.
Yeah, it's just...
that was rough.
Oh, it was a rough performance from her.
Yes. Yes, sir.
It's turkey time. Gobble, gobble.
Please don't make me watch Geely. Please don't make me watch Geely. No!
Okay, here's the thing with Geely.
We will not.
He made me rent this fucker off of Vudu to watch. And I actually, back in the day, went to go see Geely in the theater for one reason and one reason only. And that was because a radio station in the Bay Area at the time was having a promotion opening weekend of Geely that if you actually go see Geely in the theater, keep your ticket stub, go to the radio station, show the ticket stub, they will refund your money and give you a bumper sticker that said, I survived Geely.
If you still had that bumper sticker, I'd put it on my car right now.
Oh, I wish I did. I don't. I wish I did.
Why don't they make candles? Why don't they make candles that smell like Skittles? Just a question.
They should make candles that smell like Skittles.
But I will let you know. I will let you know, Mr. Farmer, this is not the last time you're going to see Geely on this list.
Me either.
I love that we're all just eating Skittles at this point. Definitely what we're supposed to be doing on my...
Why not? I will say this, the funniest joke about that, what I just said, apropos of nothing we're talking about, I think the funniest joke I've ever said in my entire life was when I was like 18 and in the mall, and I walked by and I said, Yankee candle, more like janky candle. And it was the funniest joke that I've ever.
And everyone around you exploded.
That mall shut down.
So
they could not keep that mall open.
It's like when a school shooting happens and they have to raise the school. They did that to the mall because of your joke.
They salted the earth, and nothing has been put back up in that mall. There. Yeah, people died from laughing. It was horrible. That was the
reason why the beauty shop H2O went out of business.
That's why.
I just wanted to make sure you guys knew. Yankee candle, more like janky candle. Is how I said it,
So Andy and I have the same person for worst performance.
That's your worst actress as well, Andy?
Yeah, J-Lo.
Oh yeah,
J-Lo for sure.
Okay. Yeah. So I did not see Geely. So I put Fruit Hat from Primitos.
Oh, that's good.
For like a lot of reasons.
Oh, that's good.
There's something else in that film.
Oh man. See, I am glad that we'll get into this later. Keep going. Okay, Courtney, give us a category.
I suppose our next one is worst actor.
Okay.
And boy, I hope we all have the same one because I have a feeling we might. So Andy, do you want to start us off with that one?
Sure. I'm a tie.
Okay, a tie.
One of them is Ben Affleck from Geely.
Okay, fair.
And the other one, I didn't take the time to look up his name. I'm sorry, guys, but when I say baseball inspector, I hope you all know who I'm talking about. Baseball inspector. Yeah. I have been legitimately tempted to go watch more episodes of The Inspectors on my own time.
Should do it. It is lithium that goes through your eyeballs. You don't feel anything.
I have tried. This category for worst performance by an actor could go to so many people that we saw in those episodes. It could go to Canadian rock band that doesn't know that they're Canadian. It could go to. It could go to the guy who isn't what's his name from Dead Zone.
Anthony Michael Hallmark.
Yeah, it could go to him. It could go to the stand-up routine. It could go to the guy who likes nuts so much that he brings them into the house and sits on them and fights like a feral cat with food anxiety to keep them.
These are my nuts.
These are mine. That's the dirtiest thing that's on the entire BYU TV app.
But
these are my nuts.
But any of those are put to shame by Baseball Inspector. He is tour de force of bad acting.
My coach used to say the exact same thing.
My coach used to say the exact same thing, just the line delivery, second to none.
Oh, that poor guy.
Okay, so those are my two choices, Ben Affleck and Baseball Inspector.
Roy, what do you got?
So it could have been anybody from the Inspectors. Honestly, anybody from the Inspectors. And it could have been Ben. And it could have been Ben Affleck.
You really did.
It could have been Ben Affleck from Geely. However, there was a performance that outstood Ben Affleck and every male actor on the Inspectors. And that performance came from Justin Bartha in Geely.
I can't believe it.
As the mentally retarded child.
You think that was worse? You think that was worse than Ben Affleck?
Yes, because he went radio with it.
He did. Yeah.
Yikes.
He went Tropic Thunder.
He went Tropic Thunder full on with that.
Did that movie come out before or after Tropic Thunder? Do we know?
That came out before.
Is that what the line in Tropic Thunder is about? I wonder.
No, it's actually about Cuba Gooding Jr. in radio.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No. Close. I cannot believe that y'all didn't pick the same thing I did. I picked Rich Little.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Of all time. It was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Oh.
It was so bad.
I think I blocked it out.
Bad.
I think I took that out of my memory. I did not remember that existed until you said it, and then a flood of information rushed behind my eyes. Oh, yeah, good one. Good one. You win.
Good choice.
You fucking win.
What a horrible actor and probably man. I don't know.
Yeah, he had to have been a bad person. He had to be.
He's still alive. That man is still currently a bad person right now.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to be unemployed soon because he's working at right now the Tropicana, and they're tearing the Tropicana down. So they're going to replace it.
You son of a bitch.
It's going to replace it with the soon Las Vegas Athletics baseball field. So.
Okay. Well, so he's just going to go down to Fremont Street. He's going to be fine. He's going to go to the Gold Nugget. It's fine.
I have a feeling that once he's the type of person that I'm saying this on a podcast live. He's the type of person that I get the feeling is probably going to be opening for that Kid Rock Ted Nugent concert that's supposed to.
I think my mom is going to it.
Oh no!
Hey mom.
No.
Mom, if you're watching this and you're going to the Kid Rock Ted Nugent tour in June, that whole thing we talked about, text me.
Yeah, don't go. Go. You don't want to
please
give
don't
money.
bomb to the bomb, but diggy daggy. Please don't. No.
Okay, so so that's all of the. Is that all of the worst actors and actresses?
I think so. Yeah, the only bad thing we have left is the worst film experience, but we could also bump that to the top as well.
No, let's just keep rolling the way it is because I want to know the best performance by an actress. I want to know what you got, Courtney.
I picked my Ling.
I did too. At least half of my choices. She gave it. The thing about that is it's so shocking because I watched her again. She was in something I just watched in English. She cannot act, but in her native language, she brought it.
So technically, this is a tie.
Sing a little song.
This is technically a tie. It's between Bai Ling and Bai Ling's pedal pushers. Both I loved. Fantastic. No notes. Yeah, the culottes. I love them. Yeah, no notes about any of that. Roy?
I did not choose Bai Ling.
Okay.
My choice for best actress, best performance by an actress went to Julia Duffy in Wacko. Because she knew the assignment. She nailed the assignment, especially the Bechdel test scene that purposely made fun of the Bechdel test. What that whole sequence between her and her mom, where they were doing the Bechdel test in Valley Girl speak, was hilarious.
And they also know that was my child. Julia Duffy was my childhood crush, so I've got to support this.
That's
absolutely
fair.
Mine was a tie, by the way.
Oh, okay. Who was your other?
My other is Valerie Lemercier. Elaine herself brought the thunder to make that shit watchable, and God bless her for that.
Well,
God bless her for that.
Her face is on the body of a 3-year-old child. I mean,
listen, not the whole movie, but from about a third on, just killing it. Just really making me believe that she loves denim.
She really did. Oh, that bolo tie was acting its ass off.
Killing it. Okay, so that was my other one.
She almost made the white Canadian equivalent of R. Kelly and Aaliyah romantic.
It's true. Yeah.
The look on your face, Courtney, when I said that.
Oh my God! So what's our next category, Roy?
What?
What's our next category, Roy?
Best performance by an actor.
All right, Courtney, who you got?
You guys had to know this was coming. No pomp, no circumstance needed, no introduction even. This is going to Matthew Lillard, obviously.
Oh, for sure.
For which movie?
My king, all of it. Everything he's ever done. All of it.
I tied mine. I have a tie. Another one. My first one is Anthony Head because I love Anthony Head, and my boy brought it in Repo. It had been a long time since I've seen it. He can act. We all know he can act. And he acted in a weird ass movie, and I think he elevated it to a certain level that made it campy but acceptable. And then my second one on that tie is Baseball Inspector. Now, Baseball Inspector, with what I imagine is no acting experience whatsoever.
No, that man works for the Mail.
Yeah, he is a mailman. Doesn't even know baseball. Got this script the day of, was still on book, threw that thing to the side, and said, people that no one else knows, I'm going to rise to your level and make a bunch of baseball puns for like 20 minutes.
And just be the most memorable. Just acknowledging it.
Just be the most memorable thing about this show that you could only find on BYU streaming service. Just.
Hey, you can also find it on GreatAmericanPureFlix.com.
Oh my God. Okay, so those are my choices. Those are my Roy.
So
what do you
good,
got?
Roy.
I'm a tie also. I am a tie between Matthew Lillard for SLC Punk. I mean, after rewatching it, it reminded me again, just how great he was in that film. Yeah. However, I would be remiss if I did not also have this award shared with the awesome but brief performance by Garrett Graham as Beef in Phantom of the Paradise.
Yeah.
I mean, he, for the short period of time that he was in that character in the film, he chewed the entire scene up and just made Beef one of the most memorable things about that film. And I mean, you also have to love when he's confronting the people about the Phantom. He's like, "Look, I am a professor, you know." Just the way he delivers that line, it's great. And especially since the first actual words we hear come out of his mouth, beyond seeing him do the glam rock, is when we hear the Phantom scream, and he throws open the curtain wearing the kimono flower robe and the curlers in his hair, and he goes, "What was that?"
Yeah.
That's a hell of an entrance.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of certain culture that has been cribbed from that performance. Yes. I think it's high camp. It's high camp. I agree.
Yeah. So definitely those two. So we're down to the final three.
We are.
So
I have a fourth.
Oh, what's your fourth?
Best moment. I have best moment also.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
There's a best moment.
We got time.
There was a best moment. Yes, I forgot about that.
I'm gonna have to pull that out of my ass, but I'm ready for it. I think.
So, Courtney, what was your best moment?
It was from Premutos in slow motion. I'll bust your asses. So good. Made the movie worth watching.
That's great.
That guy had so much happen to him over the course of a day, and he really did a great job. He took it all in stride,
Best
zombie
moment.
Apocalypse included.
Best
Roy, what was your best moment?
Who?
Roy. Giving Andy a little bit of time to think.
Mine was Velvet Von Ragnar's concert performance from Never Too Young to Die. Coming out in that drag outfit, especially after finding out that outfit that Gene Simmons was wearing in that concert was the same outfit that Linda Carter wore on her 80s special when she was doing the Kiss moment. Just made that sequence funnier than it is. And he's coming out and he's got the breasts, he's got the tits. And he's just like, "I'm more woman than you want and more man that you need." Yeah! I just lost it. Just absolutely lost it. And, I mean, Gene Simmons says he hates this movie. You can't tell that by the performance he's giving in this film, because, especially in that moment, because he's in such drag spectacle at that moment. It's just so hilarious.
Okay, I think I can do mine.
Okay.
All right.
I think because it's this show, right? Because of what we put ourselves through and what we experience, it has to be a moment that shocks us. Not necessarily in a what WTF moment like earlier, right? But a moment that puts us back on our heels, a turn in the script or a turn in the acting that makes us really go, what just happened? And I think that moment has to go to when we are shown that the dumplings have babies in them. I think of that.
That's a good moment.
When it's confirmed.
It's confirmed. When she's in there with her little knife, and we're like, "No, what? No, what?" Like, that is the moment.
You see the little baby leg all of a sudden. Yes.
Yeah, I think that is the moment that all of us were like, yeah, for me, that's it. I think that's it.
That's great. Sure. That's a very good one.
All right. Next up is a new category this year, since this is something that we have begun, and that is Best Film Revisit. So we revisited about 4 or 5 films this year, a couple of them for our anniversary, and then some of them because we're like, "Courtney, wait, you haven't seen this film?" So we had to say, "You need to watch this." So, Courtney, let's hear from you first. What is your choice for Best Film Revisit?
This is also one of 2 purchases I've made to have the film on physical media.
You're one of us now.
And that is Boom. Had to pick
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Outrageous movie. Completely bizarre movie. Love it. Loved every second of it.
Your mother.
Yeah.
Noel Coward
Yeah,
being carried like a baby at a parade is amazing. I loved it.
Yeah,
The funicular, get out of here.
it's a fantastic. It is one of my favorite movies of all time now. Like,
Well, I mean, the scene when we first watched it the first time, and the scene she takes the portable X-ray machine
it throws it off the.
chucked it off the cliff. It broke you.
Yo, me? Oh yeah, I couldn't stop talking about it for a month. I still talk about it. It is the most unhinged thing I've ever seen.
Apropos of absolutely nothing, when it happened, I was like, oh.
Like,
That and the monkey.
Yeah, if I could have said the scene that I rewound and watched, that would be the scene. But considering it was a replay for us, I left that out. But that movie did something to me. I don't know what it was, but
it changed us.
It needs to be a Criterion movie. Why isn't it in the Criterion collection for real? Look at the movies that are in the Criterion collection, and then tell me Boom doesn't belong to be in the Criterion collection. Roy, what's yours?
Boom.
Yeah.
Hurry up, go.
Boom. Boom.
See, I could have said Boom. I maybe should have said Boom, but I didn't say Boom. What I did say was Bermudas. And the reason that I said that is because we got to experience Courtney seeing Bermudas. That movie does something to your brain chemistry. I don't know what it is. It changes something in you on a molecular level. You become you are a different person going into Boom or going into Bermudas than you are coming out of Bermudas.
And we got to say, was it because we saw a version that actually kind of explained what was going on?
That's worse. I think it's worse. Like, the Courtney that sits before us today was not the Courtney from before she watched Bermudas, and that's why it's my favorite rewatch. How many pages of notes did you take on that movie?
She had tons of notes.
I think it was like 5. It was
like legitimately insane to watch.
I remember she sent us a screenshot of one of the notes that said, "What is going on?"
Yeah.
I still have those shots. I still have them like as little pictures that I can send. They're my little memes.
That was my choice. I was happy about that. So we're on to worst film experience. Courtney, as the new person who hasn't experienced so many bad film experiences, what was your worst film experience?
Rich Little's Christmas Carol, hands down.
Damn it. Yeah. That's such a better choice. Yeah.
100%. 100%. Horrible movie. Worst thing I've ever seen.
Worst thing you've ever seen.
Maybe the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Yes. I feel pretty comfortable with that at this moment. It's like the worst thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
I have sneaking suspicion that Roy and I are the same.
I think for that we'll have to seek out the Rich Little's Robin Hood just to see if it's worse than A Christmas Carol.
Hey Roy, do we have the same one?
Probably, because Rich Little probably would have been my choice.
You guys amnesia'd it out of your brains.
It probably would have been my choice for worst film experience if it had been for the fact that we watched Dick Shark this year.
Yep. If we want to consider that a film. Film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dick Shark was the worst film experience I had this year, hands down.
Yeah, me too. Nobody support that man. Still support him.
Bill, get help.
He's unsupportable. That man is unsupportable.
And I think I have a funny feeling we may have the same answer for best film experience.
I bet we do. Since we can't pick Roar, I bet we do. Did you not pick Roar this time?
I did not pick Roar. Okay. I was told that I could not pick Roar for everything.
In protest, you did not pick Roar. Whatever you picked is in protest. Because it should be Roar. I can see it in your face.
It should be Roar. Best actor, Robbie the Lion. Best director, Robbie the Lion.
Best villain, what face?
No, what I did pick is I actually picked SLC Punk. I really enjoyed it.
It's great.
I was trying to separate it from like is this fun? Is this interesting to talk about? Or is this good? Like, what is, you know what I mean? Really the proper, would I suggest this movie to other people who do not like to harm themselves?
Sure.
And I picked SLC Punk.
Right on. That's a good choice.
I loved it.
But Roy and I are about to show you how this show breaks you as a human being.
Oh, no, I'm sure it's going to be something amazing.
Yeah, Roy, what was yours?
I went with, since I couldn't pick Roar, I went with Voyage of the Rock Aliens.
Okay. Good choice.
Voyage of the Rock Aliens, because of just how it was so beyond 80s.
Yeah.
And the fact that it had the audacity to have as part of the plot of the film, the music video for And the Rain Begins to Fall by Jermaine Jackson and Pia Zadora as an actual plot point of the film that has nothing to do with the rest of the film. And also that it was Stray Cats versus Devo, basically.
Yeah.
And plus also it was the birth of one of the running gags that we had last year on the show, which was Coca-Cola Zero Sugar Ultimate Edition. So
that's true. That deserves honorable mention for sure. Yeah, it's a good choice.
Although I do have to say honorable mention because of just how giddy it made me would go to Amityville Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Because
wow,
when we did the Amityville movies, the first two, Amityville in the Hood and Amityville in Space, were just
awful,
horrible.
Rough.
But
just north of Dick Shark. North of Dick Shark.
But Amityville Emmanuel showed us the future of what filmmaking could be like when an AI engine writes a script, and it was just
I should have given
glorious.
Because Dragon Lady should have gotten Best Actress.
And how they tried so hard to make it not only fit in the confines of an Amityville horror movie, but in the confines of a 1970s, early 80s softcore porn Emmanuel movie.
Yeah.
Where
it doesn't have any sex.
With no sex whatsoever. No nudity, no gore, no violence, no nothing. And just dialogue choices like, so where's the bedroom? East.
You
know?
It's the best. I kind of suggest you watch that, Courtney.
I'm mildly interested in it, not just because I did listen to those episodes, the Amityville episodes, but also Craig was like, what Amityville movies did they do? And it's just that, this one and that one, and then Amityville Emmanuel, and he said, Emmanuel, like the movies from the 70s? And I said, yeah, and he said, I mean, what?
I don't know what you're talking about. Again, Craig's of an age. I'm of the same age.
He's the best. But, I love my husband so much. He's awesome.
I mean, it's an hour and 3 minutes of pure hilarity, and if this is the future of cinema,
we're safe.
We've got a lot of podcasting to do.
Yeah, there's a chance we'll save society if that is the future of cinema.
And just roasting it unmerciless. Andy, what'd you pick, buddy?
That's a good question. I could have gone with either of those two movies. Easily could have gone with SLC Punk. Easily could have gone with Repo Man. Easily could have. We watched some actually really strong, good movies, but I wanted to go with something because this is best film experience. So I wanted, the way I felt today, not that this dates it, but we kind of are dating it anyway because we're calling it 2024 or whatever. The way I felt today leaving the theater after seeing Lisa Frankenstein, that is a good film experience. I want to be taken off guard. Mm-hmm. I want to feel something. I want to be slapped in the face by things that I didn't expect. My choice was Never Too Young to Die.
Yes.
Because that movie had me like, I started that movie kind of laying in bed, just watching it. And by the end, I was sitting on the edge of the bed
Just like,
because
I gotta
so much
see it.
had happened that just so much wildness had occurred. Gene Simmons, full drag, giving drag performances. Downtown Los Angeles in 1980, whatever, but Mad Max cars just driving everywhere. His buddy, who was basically booby trapped from Goonies, like everything. His dad was George Lazenby. Like, this movie is wild.
And don't forget, his assistant was Robert Englund.
Yes, yeah, his nerdy computer hacker assistant that was going to blow up the dam, or no, poison the dam.
And I love when he's like looking at his plan with blowing up the dam and poisoning the water. He's just like, oh, we're going to do that. Ooh, that's a pretty colored purple. What is that?
Yeah. Yeah, he's any trope from any. What they did was they took every trope from an 80s action movie and blew it up to like 200. Just made it crazy. Like, you don't get you get ostentatious main villains, but you don't get Gene Simmons in drag. You know, you get weird. You know, you get your unassuming main characters that have to go on the Joseph Campbell hero's journey to, you know, whatever. But you don't get John Stamos, the collegiate gymnast. You know, all of those tropes are there. It's a fantastic. It's legitimately fantastic.
And plus,
Like,
also, it is one of the best ways to force the title of a movie into a line of dialogue.
that was great.
In
Yes,
the film.
they said
Just
the
the way
thing.
that moment is delivered is just great.
Yeah, they said the thing for sure in that. That's my choice.
Alrighty.
Fantastic. What a year, you guys.
What a year. What a year it was.
What a year
And
I
this
was.
one, and
Is that how we start our clip show? Are we gonna have a clip show now? What a year it was!
Little
You
flutes of what
remember-
looks like champagne.
Do you remember when we all stuck our wet hands in Skittles and then we cut back to that? Can we do a clip show of the show we're doing?
You made me stick my hand in Skittles. And then I've been eating
wet hands.
Skittles. I don't care. My
Wet
hands are
hands.
clean.
Yes. That's how we got through this tonight. I'm a hero. I don't know if you guys know that, but I'm a hero. Can we do a clip show of the show we're doing?
I love
Like-
it. I think we should. You guys remember whenever we talked about who the best actress was?
Yeah, and then just cut to a scene of the best actor. Can we just do another like half-hour clip show of the hour-long thing that we just did? That'd be great.
And then with everything we've got lined up this year, it's going to be interesting to see what we choose next year, because I mean we've got the films that we have just recently seen for the month of February, and then we also not only have coming up Cats, but this fucker right here. And you guys have no idea what's happening in April and May yet. You guys are not prepared for April and
No.
May.
I'm going to continue.
I can't
I'm making a solemn vow that I'm going to continue to bring red hot bangers to this thing.
Oh, bangers.
No skips, all bangers this year. And then in 2025, every motherfucker's in trouble.
'Cause I'm-
Because
All
I'm going to
skips.
find
All
shit.
skips.
I'm really curious to see
Oh,
what you guys
skip.
are going to bring for documentary month in April. But y'all are not ready for the one thing we have to watch in May. That
I'm
it's
fascinated.
4 hours and 28 minutes long.
And it's not
Can't
Shogun.
wait.
Huh?
It's not, we're sure.
It's not Shogun.
It's not
It's not
Shogun.
the Thornbirds, but you did say it was a TV miniseries.
It
was a
was, and I
TV
cannot
miniseries.
wait to go to Grandpa Courtney's mini-series corner.
Yes.
Oh, I love shit like this.
I can't wait for the shag carpeting, everybody in front of the TV, 4 nights in a row,
My feet kicking behind
Appointment.
me.
appointment television.
And then, of course, there's always Gay Month for June. And then
Because
July.
that's never what we do. We don't always. Is
And
it
then-
musical month, Roy? Are we going to watch another?
And then July, of course, will be revisit month for our anniversary. But
Whee!
we'll have to cut out the movies we've already revisited last
Yes,
year.
God, please
So
cut out
God.
the gay deceivers. Please.
Who knows? Maybe
Please
July.
cut out the gay deceivers.
Maybe July, even though it'll have been 1 year, only 1 year, but maybe July's the month we'll need to revisit The Room with Courtney. So you never
Yeah.
know.
You never
That could
know.
be
You never know with this show. You never know.
You never.
They really gave you some middle of the road ones last year. I'm fascinated to get to participate this year.
Yeah, we got the worst possible case scenario last year. That's how you know it's random that we weren't playing.
It could have been worse. It could have been Dot and the Kangaroo. So
it could have been a lot of things.
But yeah, in April when we're doing our documentaries, that's when I will announce the films that qualify for the top 20 choices of the films that we get to revisit. So hopefully there's some good ones on there, and not the Gay Deceivers again, or
I do love the fact that the three of us are so mentally ill we wouldn't even think about cheating on something like that.
No, it doesn't even occur to us.
The wheel said it. We have to do it. The wheel spoke.
I'm sorry, did you see the
we
wheel?
Could be like, we're going to throw that one out. Nope. Strict guidelines to this.
What a role
very
for.
serious podcast
that
we do.
Killed me is how originally last year when the revisit was supposed to be Picnic at Hanging Rock, and then all of a sudden it's taken off of all streaming services. So we're like, okay, we got to pick something else. Gay Deceivers, fuck.
Son of a
So. All right,
you guys, this has been fun. We should do more videos. That's something we should say we're going to do. That's something we should say we're going to do this year.
Well, let's see. We did
a good time to start a resolution.
Yeah.
Week of February.
The last one we did was we did the Temu gift exchange.
Yeah.
I think the next one we need to do, I honestly, seriously think we need to do like some of the TikTok food trends.
Okay.
I love it.
I got a food trend,
in
guys.
my kitchen.
I need everybody to go get a bag of Skittles, some water, and a towel.
So like the chopped sandwiches or tin fish.
Oh, okay.
Weird quesadilla thing.
Yeah. Or
Tide Pods.
Or no, not Tide Pods, but make our best interpretation of girl dinner. You know?
Sure.
Like that. Or in Courtney's case, she'll invent guy dinner. We'll see.
Courtney has never had a girl dinner in her life that doesn't involve at least 3 courses, carefully planned.
Okay, let's.
I'm calling you out. Yeah.
But
review for the filth that is you care about what you eat and you put time and thoughtfulness into your food.
And butter, usually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll have to take a look at some of the TikTok food challenges that are out there, and like we could like pick some of the most what the fuck ones that are out there and go from there. I think one of them would have to definitely be the chopped sandwich, because it's just grotesque looking. And if you've never seen the chopped sandwich, Andy, look it up. It's
I'm sure I have. I'm terminally online.
It's like the tin fish one. I'm just like, it's just a can of fucking sardines. I mean,
sardines.
Come on.
Get over it.
Yeah.
But
I'm sorry. Did you never stay the night with your grandparents in the 90s?
Yes. Did you ever have Vienna sausage water? You cowards.
My grandma, I swear to you, my grandma invented girl dinner, because when I stayed with her, we would have our Zesta crackers and our Vienna sausages and our little pre-cut cubes of Cracker Barrel cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty choice when I was 7, honestly.
Yeah,
I will tell you though, one we will not do is the Carolina Reaper challenge.
No,
Thank
God,
you.
no. Under no circumstances.
No, we're not doing that one.
We torture ourselves with what we watch. We don't need to do it with what we eat too.
Yeah, strictly eye torture and ears.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for tuning in for the second Zubensteins Awards, and we'll be back in the month of March with Theodore Rex and Cats.
I'm sorry, EGOT winning Whoopi Goldberg in Theodore Rex.
And
Put
then,
some respect on its name. Thank you.
Yeah, that same Whoopi Goldberg that was in the Michael Bay Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Put some respect on her name.
She was in that movie.
Yeah, she was. She don't forget she played Buckwheat's mom in Little Rascals also.
Yeah.
Oh shit, she was Buckwheat's mom.
Mm-hmm, yep.
Damn.
And then we got that, and then we're
watching all of those movies next month.
Yeah.
And then we also have Tay Tay in her shimmy tits in Cats.
I'm gonna see Idris Elba's butthole.
Can't wait to see Idris Elba's butthole.
All right, gang. Thank you very much, and we will see you all later.
Yeah.
See you next year.